that one. We got one story about people throwing contraband in Jackson across the fence, and now they're on the other side of the fence. But it is amazing. We talk about crime and everything else. That's not what I'm here to talk to you about. Tell me a little bit about you for people in the rest of, and I'm sure most of the people know this in the 4th District, but who is Mike Ezell, and why are you running for Congress, sir?
Well, first of all, it's Mike Ezell.
Oh, my goodness, Ezell. You can tell I'm from the other part of the state.
Hey, that's okay. You know, if you're north of I-10, that's okay.
Yes, Em?
Well, I tell you, I grew up here in Pascagoula. My dad was a Pascagoula policeman. My mother was a church secretary. I grew up hunting and fishing, enjoying life down here.
Mm-hmm.
I went on the police department as a young guy and worked my way up through the ranks, attended night school, got my bachelor's degree, went to the FBI National Academy, just enjoying a good career in law enforcement. I've met so many good people, and, you know, I just grow up doing the good things that we all did in South Mississippi, enjoying the great outdoors and working hard, doing things for the community. I've always been involved in the community, being elected sheriff in the special election in 2014, reelected in 15, and I was the first sheriff not to ever be to have an opponent in 2019. And so that was a wonderful blessing to run for office and not have an opponent. But, you know, like everybody else, I always wanted to do better for myself and my family. I've always been a hard worker and a lover of the great outdoors, and I love my country.
Yeah.
And I feel I can take those good values with me to Washington.
Sheriff, I'm going to be fair to you and give you the final segment here because we had a hard time connecting. And let's do that when we come back and you give us your final thoughts and give you some extra time. The good sheriff of Jackson County, Mike Ezell. Did I do that one okay? Mike Ezell. So I don't ever want to mispronounce that again. So we got the sheriff back, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and now we got him on television. There we go.
How about
Mike
that?
Ezell. And
yes, sir.
It works. And it looks good. So now the next time we'll know exactly what is going on. So I'll give you, it's only a couple of seconds here, about a minute and a half. But you released a new ad recently, and basically the ad was talking about you were the best prepared candidate of all of the candidates in this primary. Speak to that.
Well, if you look at my record over the years, I'm the only candidate that's got firsthand law enforcement experience and dealing with so many problems that are out there all over the country, and, you know, and we're not immune from it right here in Jackson County. You know, we've got a great department. You know, we take things one day at a time. You know, we work hard to keep our citizens safe. You know, I've done this for over 40 years. I've got the education background. I've worked in this field in every imaginable part that you could work as a police officer and now a sheriff. And so I've just got a great deal of experience dealing with people and their problems. And one of the things I always said about a good police officer, he was a problem solver. And I'll bring that with me if I go to Washington. You know, law enforcement, you know, we do things every day that most citizens never have any contact with. And so my experience as a sheriff, a police officer, a patrolman, a detective, a jailer, and dealing with the public has really prepared me for the days ahead.
Going to Washington, D.C. is kind of different than what you're doing now. So, and we're talking about moving the office there, one of the offices there, and the family disruption and everything. It's a pretty, I guess what I'm getting is, Mike, it's a pretty big decision. So you've got to be upset or not in agreement with what is going on now, and the present guy who is occupying that office. Speak to that.
Yes. I've been all over this district, and that's how this kind of got started. I own property up in Perry County, and I spend a lot of time up in the Pine Belt. My wife stays in Laurel probably more than she stays in Pascagoula when we go up there. And people say, you know, they were asking me about various things, and I hear this all over the district. You know, our congressman is not here. We hadn't seen him in years. And matter of fact, the mayor of Richton introduced me the other night at a political rally, and those were his exact words, that he introduced candidate Congressman Palazzo back 10 years ago or so, and he asked him, will you come back? He said, that's the last time I've ever seen him. And that's what people are telling me around the district. Our guy's not here. And one of the things I've always been is available to the public, and as a police officer and now as the sheriff of this county, I have to take the good with the bad. And, that's just part of public service. I've done it my entire life, not afraid of it, not afraid of hard work. I've had a regular job since I was a teenager and helped put me and my little sister through school. So I understand the value of hard work and being accountable to the people.
Sheriff, I thank you. I hate we have some glitches there, but I hope we got most of it in. And again, the election is coming up, yes. And if you needed more information, you got a Facebook and a website. I'm sure it's all there.
Yeah, we have Facebook, we have website, we have go to www.mikeezell.ms, and you can see all about us on there. And
Good deal.
The main thing is let's get our people out to vote on June the 7th.
It's coming up. June 7th. We'll be here before you know it. Your next appearance, you want to highlight that, plug that?
Yeah,
you're going to be where?
Well, I tell you one thing I'd like to put a plug. Well, we're going to Hancock County today for a luncheon, but I'll tell you one of the great goals that we've accomplished here at the Sheriff's Office. We just opened up our very own crime lab, and that was something I'd been working on for some years. So the Jackson County Sheriff's Office is going to be the only sheriff's office in the state with its own crime lab, so we can get some of these cases tested and moved along, move that court docket along. There's a lot of people that's get put in jail waiting on pending work from the crime lab. We're going to settle that. We've got our own lab, and that's a big bonus for me, and it just shows you my commitment.
Absolutely. Is that meeting today, as far as the Hancock, speaking to the
Hancock
Republican
County,
Club there? Is it still on the top of the building, the club there? I mean, is that where it is on top of the bank building?
Yeah, I think that's where it's at. I've
spoken to that group of and I think that is the largest Republican as far as the total numbers of population in the country or something like that. Somebody told me one time. So good group of folks.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff, thank you, sir. Appreciate it very, very much and enjoyed the visit.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Okay.
You got it.